All right, here we go. Today, it's going to be a lovely show. I recommend not asking questions for the first 10 minutes while I get over these first slides, because there's a lot of stuff. And then I'm going to get into kind of the step-by-steps to do the last part. So talking about content creation, prospect building, and lead pages, all basically from an online perspective. So think about everything as this is ways to do all these things online. So the things we're going to talk about today are why you should grow an email list, what you'll learn, how to create content, set up lead pages, create an opt-in, create a list, grow that list, create a campaign, send content, and more content. And then I'll send you guys a resource guide of all the tools that are necessary to do this. All right, so what is content? Content for the purpose of today is a way to create educational material, educational words that people can then go and use. So you've heard us talk about meetups and events and things like that, and that's great. But for the purpose of this, we're talking about content that you can create to grab someone's email from. So what should you write about? Well, it's likely that all of you guys have a topic that you want to talk about. So you can simply go how to that topic and look what other people are doing. So how to write a blog post, how to create a t-shirt, how to do calligraphy or art, or how to find anything. Then what you want to do is take that information, see what others are writing about in that industry, and kind of use that as a base. If it comes up that quickly, that means that's what other people are likely to be searching for. So what is something? And then see the words that they're using in their headlines and basically mock that as a template and say that, okay, if this is ranking this high, it's because people are searching for this type of content. Also, take a list of 5 to 10 businesses in your industry and see what they're talking about and see what kind of results they're getting. And so you can search this by doing the exact same thing through Google or just from their socials, see what gets shared, see what people comment on, and basically leverage what other people are doing as a template to start talking about. Because people are talking about it because they want that information. And so you can, how to do something, how to put fondant on a cake, how to create this logo. You can also, if you have a Facebook page or a form builder, send it out to the people you currently have and ask the prospects or customers that you currently have what they're looking for. So a few weeks ago, we sent out a 1004 email saying, what do you want? What's missing? What would you like to see? The amount of information I got on that gives me the next 6 months worth of content to create. People always want more, so why create what you think is what they want when other people are already doing it or already looking for that? Be that authority. And so when you're putting together that content, there's a couple of things that I think are really important to catch people's attention. So a catchy headline. There's a reason why people are clicking the 17 best things to do in Virginia Beach tonight, or the 13 ways you can get a date in Virginia Beach tonight, or the 10 tools to save 6 hours of time a day. It's catchy. It makes you think that you can get the results that you want out of it. And it might be only a one-person case study, but it's catchy. So currently we're testing, we have an online course. We're testing the path to a 6-figure venture, how to start a $100,000 course, or how to start a $100,000 business, how to start a 6-figure business. Just changing and tweaking those simple words to see what people click on more. What we're seeing is that people are clicking on the money part instead of the words part. And so think about things like that. Whenever something seems super easy to do, someone is more likely to click that. Once you get them to click, if you don't have a strong opening sentence, you lose 80% of the traffic. So you want to have a catchy headline, and then once you get them to click, make sure that that opening sentence or opening kind of paragraph, opening line is something that kind of is the too long didn't read option, if you're familiar with that. So it's like, here we're going to give you all this other facts below, but basically here's the entire thing right here. Here's what we did. Then you want to have a focus point or the hook to it, which is similar to the opening sentence. Then create a story, or give the facts, and then kind of tell the story, and then end with a call to action. And everything today is about call to actions. And so in journalism, what they teach you is be very focused at the top, and then diamond it out, and then bring it right back down to the bottom. And so hook people in, tell a story, bring them back down, and then say, hey, basically, I'll give you more information if you give me something in return. And so imagine this being an article, and at the very end, we have some sort of call to action. A call to action can be a link, it could be an image, it could be an email, it could be many, many different things, but it's something that encourages people to give you something in return for something. In this case, an email for a newsletter, an ebook, a report, or more information on some given topic. And the example that we're showing is download your free resource guide to this email. So let's say we were going to give out this webinar today. At the end of it, we're going to say, now give us your email for this resource guide, because people want the resource guide to do that. So you're giving them basically a double opt-in of information so that you can get that. So we're going to, I'll show you how to create an opt-in a little bit later. But why is this important? Why do you want something that's easy to do? I'm going to show you guys why LeadPages has been the best thing for us over the last year. So not all of you are developers. Most of you aren't. Who knows how to go in here and change things to make it look the way that you want? One of you, maybe 1.5. So as a non-developer designer myself, person that does not know this type of material, I used to have to spend hours going through, and I figured out how to do it, but it took me forever, going through this code just to figure out how to put a border around something, or to make sure that the link went to the thing that I went. I then used to have to create my own buttons, and so went to one of my favorite sites, the Button Factory. Seriously. So I would go to this site, and you can't really get that creative. It's just words, it's just text. And so you go in and you put the words that you want on there, and then you can kind of change a little bit. You can change the colors, and then you copy the link. You can download the link, and then you would have to import it back into here to then create kind of the solution that you want. Very time consuming, very time consuming. So for days, weeks, months, I guess I just didn't know what word to use, or the people who I found as a solution weren't buying those words yet. So I'd Google how to collect emails, how to get people to subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe, collect emails, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I tried plugins, nothing worked. Nothing gave me that drag and drop option that I wanted. That's literally copy and paste in, and that's the solution I was looking for. And then finally, I found a solution about a year ago called LeadPages, and insane. I'm going to show you guys the step-by-step stuff with it today. As the guy that is in the business of collecting emails to then sell through that kind of channel, it's something that is extremely beneficial for business. To the extent of how can you use this on your social platforms to bring people through to use as leads. If all you do is post something that's a hard sell on social and you're not an internet celebrity, you're not going to make that sale directly, likely. And so an example is when we put on a conference 2 months ago, we did the exact same thing on 3 different mediums. Same post on Facebook, same post on Twitter, and then did the exact same thing on email. 0 conversion Facebook, 0 conversion Twitter, 7 conversions email. The reason is because when people are searching on their Twitters or Facebook, they're just scrolling through what's going to catch their eye. In email, they physically get it in their inbox, and they're physically getting it. It's not impression based. And so a lot of people think email is going away. What we've seen in our data is that it's our strongest force. Now, there's ways that could always be improved, and some things don't work as good as others. But email is that still thing that still hits in someone's inbox and is working very good for our businesses and several of the businesses in Hatch. And so why should someone give you their email? You want to incentivize and entice visitors, create an awesome email. So 2 examples are create an awesome email list or create campaigns for less than $100 a month. Excuse me, that's one full thing. So create an awesome email list and campaigns for less than $100 a month, or how to create an email list. So this is what we are A/B testing right now for this. And so we actually have an online course similar to what you guys are hearing right now. And figuring out, do people like that money thing? Well, I can do that for $100 a month. That's pretty cheap. Or how to just create an email list. So it's basically the same thing, but giving someone the ease of use at a number that is obtainable as a business. And so another thing is, if you don't have a designer, you can use Fiverr. I think I showed you guys some Fiverr stuff recently. I don't recommend it for logos, but if there's other things that you need, if you have a logo and then want to go in and get some material tweaked, I think it's a good use case for that. And so you want to grow your list and get people to sign up. So you have what people want. Now you have to tell them, here's 3 free-ish ways to do it. Post on your personal Facebook page and add an image of something different. Then on the side of it, have text and then a call to action to get people to sign up for it. So it could be as simple as me taking a picture of that image right there that looks different, so it's not cats and babies, and then talk about a solution that you can give them. One thing that's worked well for us is a picture of a roller coaster. So we post a picture of a roller coaster and say, business has its ups and downs, try our free course so that we can help you just with the ups, or something along those lines. Next time you're on social or on Twitter, see what stops you. That is basically the scenario that you're trying to create, because everyone's on it, but not everyone's clicking. And so what makes you stop and click something? Think about that. And then obviously A/B test and A, B, C, and D, and E and F test as many things as possible. And now with Facebook Business changing the personal page, while a lot of people don't want to do it, it's something that if you're not willing to spend a lot of money on, the personal page is probably where you have to spend the majority of your time, because you'll actually get the results that you want without having to spend the money. So we can do side-by-side comparison, paid ad to personal Facebook page, and see better posts on personal than in a paid ad. Also, 2 other additional things are search Facebook groups in your industry and see who is posting about your industry or subject. Add them as a friend and provide them with your link and post on the group page. So an example for this is so we're in the business of helping other businesses. Someone recently posted on a small business page, I'm looking for different ways to sell X. This is a very manual process, but most of us are not in an automated kind of way right now, so you have to go through this manual process. So I see this post, friend requests the person, wait till they accept me, and then I start communicating with them. And then hopefully they sign up for the stuff that you want them to, and then you start funneling them down that scenario. Yes, it's manual, maybe it's intrusive, but it's a target, and you know exactly what the person's looking for, and they're kind of opening it up, being that customer that we talked about in the beginning, saying, how do I do this? We say, I have the answer for you, and here's what you can do to do it. And another way is spend a very minimal amount of money, $5 on Facebook, and target the group you're going after, create the exact same campaign twice, and then tweak something small. So tweak the words, tweak the image. We did the exact same ad, and we sent them one to a form and one to a page. So one, the only thing that changed was the link. So one of them was a form to fill out, email, and then a question, and the other one was to actually go to the page and then sign up. The form, once they got there, had far more clicks, but not as many conversions as the other. So tweaking around with those things to see what works, and then you basically just replicate it. And so maybe it works on Monday, but maybe it doesn't work on Tuesday. So always having a spreadsheet of that information that you do, especially early on. And when you're using third-party tools like we've been talking about here, figuring out what works in the kind of the rhythm of that is very important, because you don't want to waste your time on Saturdays if Sundays are the days that work. When it snowed, we had horrible numbers, right? So taking those kind of advantages and saying, okay, well, the second time it snows, we're probably not going to spend as much money trying to do this piece because no one is trying to do business, at least in our case. Everyone wanted to be in the snow. Everyone wanted to be watching Judge Judy or something like that. Who knows? House of Cards had just come out, maybe. All right. And so I'm going to show you guys some LeadPages stuff real quick. This is an example of a lead box. So imagine you have an image for someone to click on your website. They click that. Instead of taking them to a page, it basically brings you to a pop-up. And then this is just an example post. So that would pop up. They put in their information. They go to free instant access, and then it directs you to another page, likely the page that you're already on or some sort of page that you want to direct them to. The great part is this links in with several different third-party bulk email providers like MailChimp and Constant Contact and Aweber and Infusionsoft. And so they basically just add them to the list, and then you have them there. And so this is another example of a lead page. So remember, my problem is that I'm not a designer, or do I want to spend a ton of time figuring out what converts on a designed page? This is just a screenshot of one page. It's a quick video. Here's what you get. Add to cart. This has been the most successful conversion of anything we've ever done, and it's a lead page. And then you basically rinse and repeat all those things. And then I'll send this out, but if you guys are interested in LeadPages, that's the link for it. And again, it's the greatest thing we've ever used. And so we're going to give you a tutorial of it real quick. All right, so we're in LeadPages. I've signed up. It's anywhere minimum $39 a month. It's worth it. So I'm going to go over some quick things with it. So this is the template page for it. And what's great about this is these are already themes or templates that they've already used or other people have used, and you can customize almost every portion of it. And for each piece of it, they give you a tutorial on how to do it. And so anything from a thank you page to a video page, a 404 page. Remember that sales page I just showed you? It's this one right here. Yeah, so they also have a marketplace, I guess, that it's their version. So this is what worked for that person. So internet famous people, I guess, I don't know. But then they got them broken down like there's a for sales page, a market page, an opt-in page, a webinar page, an upsell page, a thank you page, a launch page, etc. And so basically you just drag and drop your own text or create your own text and stuff for it.
The really cool thing about this page is the conversion. You can filter it. So it puts the higher conversion rate templates up there.
So the highest, so they have most recent and then conversion rate. So if you want the highest conversion rate, it's this one right here, depending on what you're doing. Now, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Just because it worked for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. But likely, because it worked for someone else, it's possible that it works for other people. They also give you techniques as to why certain things work better. One thing that was interesting, like a tutorial like this. Oh, so then this is how they get the information on how one thing works. So you basically opt in and say, yeah, I'll let you track my numbers to see what the highest conversions are. And so I just signed in to the account. And I'll go over a couple of different pages and show you how easy each piece is. Let me go to one I already have. All right, so we're going to go to LeadPages. These are the templates to create, and this is the lead page that's already here. As simple as create new lead page, create new A/B split. So these are all the ones that I've used. As you can see, here are the number of analytics they have. So anything from, so these are new ones, so that not a lot of people have gone to them. This one has had 330 views. And I don't understand why this one doesn't have a conversion rate. But this is the one that's converted the highest because from the sales that you click through. I think that's actually why, because normally their conversion is through emails, not actual sales. But as you can see the percentage on how some of these are working, how many people have looked at something. So if 59 people have looked at this one, particular page, but only 6 have signed up. What can you do to increase that? And these are ways that within 5 to 10 minutes, you can create a page that does really interesting stuff. All right, so
is this on your domain or their domain?
So you can do one of 2 things. You can push it on theirs, or they have a WordPress plugin that allows you to basically put it on your own page. And so,
WordPress, though?
I don't know that. I don't know that. Well, I'll go quickly to your question, publish. So how do you want to publish it? Here are the options. So the direct link here, and then basically send people that, yes, that's on their page, not yours. So you're not going to get any SEO or that. They got WordPress, and you can do your own Facebook. You can put it on your own server, etc. So I would just ask them to see if they're going to do anything else with other third parties. I'm not sure.
Well, you can do your own server too.
Yeah. So this is my backend for the Hatch page, and these are it's all run on WordPress. And so they have both lead boxes and lead pages. Remember, a lead page is a full page. A lead box is an image or text that someone clicks, a pop-up comes up with the same piece, but instead of taking you to a direct page, it's basically just a pop-up of it. And so it's super simple to go through this. So remember how we were testing some of the words. And so if you want to add a new one, you just go add new. It actually loads up the last one that was added. You just change the custom piece to it. So I always like it to be the least amount of characters as possible, because it's easier for you to direct people to that page. So I would do like 100K on this. Then I press publish, and then it brings it to me. Here are all the other ones that I've done. And then you can also make it your home page, your welcome gate, or your 404 page. Super simple stuff. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. And so putting all these kind of resources together is what's great. All right, so if I wanted to change text on this, it's as simple as that. They've made it super simple to do that. Delete it, change it. Let's say I don't want this to be there anymore. They have this button that hides it. And so it stays in the theme, but you don't have to use it. This is a simple embed video from YouTube. And then in here, if I don't want this line, I can either hide it here, or I can go up to it and hide it, or I can, I guess I can just hide it. Or if I want to change the text, I just go in and change the text. Every theme is this simple. And so if efficiency and time is what you're looking for, instead of building custom solutions for customers, for yourself, this is the easiest way to do those things. And then at the end, so I could change this image if I wanted. It'll take me to an image that I can change it to. These are images that I've uploaded. And so this is the button that they selected. I'm wondering how big this image will become if I do it. Let's try it. Hopefully it's a small version of myself. It is. So I go in and I just change it. So we'll change it back. And it's as simple as if you want to upload, you upload a picture. Yep. So I just moved up to $80 a month. And there's 2 reasons for it. A/B testing, and I become a part of their affiliate program. So yes. But that's their upsell, right? And so I've never endorsed anything as hard as this, because it's been a huge pain point for me. And there's other people that are going through the same thing, where it's like, I get people to my page, I get the traffic there, but then they leave. And that's the worst thing you want. But now this thing that I can actually manage and track and see all those things, I can do it. And so let me pull up this. This is...
Do they have forums that give you feedback? if you notice that something's not converting, is there a place you can go on LeadPages where they can help you figure it out?
So they give you so this is the page. They give you let me just show you. It's blog. They give you a run through of every single theme on the page. And they'll say, try using a picture that has eyeballs looking at the actual button. Try using 5 words instead of 10 words. Try using this color instead of this color. And so each post that they do, they kind of go over the step-by-step each piece of it. And so even little things like try your headline like this has been some really, really strong parts. No, again, try everything with a grain of salt, but they've got some really solid stuff. So let me just, I don't even know what this says, so I'm just going to click it, see if it is. So what's also great is you can take an image and put it into your, I can't think of the word, your widget on the side. And so my guess is this is a WordPress page and these are widgets on the side and they just embedded the image and now I can click it and likely what's going to happen is this is a lead box. And so lead box pops up, I claim my spot. And so one of two things is going to happen. It's going to take me to a thank you page. It's going to add me to a list and they're going to have some sort of automation email on there. Okay, so it is. So they go through this step. You don't have to take them to this thank you page. You could have them navigated. But basically, they just rinse and repeat all this stuff. And if you look, they've made it so it says register for Thursday's webinar. It's every Thursday. It could be canned. It might not even be live, right? It could just be the same thing circling all the time, but it's something that has this guy who's not in a suit, looks very pleasant, probably talking to an internet entrepreneur or someone like that, and it just seems very welcoming to it. And so then they're constantly testing new things, very interactive, very solid stuff. My guess is subscribe now is going to be a lead box. Yeah. So all these things, I like lead boxes better. They're easier to put together. And I'll show you how to do one of those real quick too.
So LeadPages also does lead box.
Yes. And I believe there is maybe, but I think it's them.
Now, usually with analytics and LeadPages, you can see how many people went to the lead page and where they went. Do they track analytics for how many people open a lead box?
Yeah, it's right here.
And close it without?
So,
can you tell how many people opened it and closed it without?
yeah. So right here, 55 people clicked it. It converted 8 of them.
Okay.
So you're at 15%. Now, I don't know what the numbers are, what's good, what's bad. My guess is that if someone's clicking a box rather than not, the number is probably going to be higher than not. But if you look at our numbers, that would probably be wrong.
Someone told me once, a marketing guy told me that 5 to 10% was good.
Okay, well then we're in the 5 to 10% range. All right. Some of them are higher, and so you look at that and say, how can I increase that? So this one right here, I know exactly what page this is. This is a lead box for those that are interested in the program. And so if they're interested in it, they give us the email and we give them something in return for it. And so 30 people have clicked it. 11 of them have signed up. And then when they do that, and I'll show you exactly where it is. So when they click this, what should happen is they go to this page. So they can sign up now, and that's going to take them directly to a sales page. That is not a lead box. Or they can click this. Yeah, it worked. I give them an email. It should take me here, and then it should take me somewhere else. I think I direct them to a different page. Yep, so this is a lead page now of someone that's interested. So this goes to my, they're added to a list, and then here it's testing out certain things. So it says, okay, if this is what you want to do, you can sign up, you can show up, you can just sign up now, or you can ask me for the link, or you can join now. And so this takes you to a sales page. And that entire situation was all done on LeadPages.
So you're not collecting any information yet. You had a lead box that went to a lead page. Now you're on a sales page.
Well, no, I got an email the first thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so now, if they want to pay, we're testing these boxes out now. So do you want to buy the annual or do you want to buy the monthly? And so we're testing the situation, so then it takes them to a sales page. And so I'll probably get a number on there, so it'll probably go to 31. Let's see. If it's already done it might not register because I already probably have signed up for it. Yeah, so it already knows that I'm there, so it doesn't take that information. But another example.
Have you gone through to really study why the percentage is so high on that and try to apply that to another campaign?
Well, I think it's because it says, I'm giving you 1 week free. Yeah. So here's another one. So we direct people to the calendar. So all the information they want is right here. But, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So testing different things like this. No boring style events. Learn about our meetups. We host 150. This will take us to a lead box. Should take me to a lead box. And then it basically adds you to the email where once a week you'll get that information. And so it's something that's worked really good for us. It's really easy to maneuver. And what's great is, let me just show you this real quick. So there's deeper analytics, but for the purpose of main stuff, I just want to know how many people are going and how many people are converting. The A/B test will tell me deeper stuff. So then you can change stuff over here. Tell them to go to a thank you page. Now integration settings, integrate with, this is what I've set up, MailChimp, or they could also go to webinar, Facebook registration, etc. Here are the pages that it links to. Now I told it to integrate with MailChimp. I tell them that as soon as I sign it, they say, who do you want to integrate with? And it says MailChimp. And so if you have multiple customers, let's say you're an agency and you're trying to manage multiple things for multiple customers, this is going to be a hard solution per account unless you direct them to your account that manages all those things.
Do you prefer MailChimp or
It's the first thing I ever used. That's it.
free, right? Or is there a paid version?
So it's free to an extent. If basically as you grow, you'll start getting charged. I think we spend $40 a month on MailChimp because the list is too big, and we have some automation in there. But if all you want to do is collect email and send an email out when you think you want to send an email out, and you have less than 2,000 emails, it's free. And so Aweber, I think, is $19. A lot of people like that. Infusionsoft is really solid too. That's really expensive. It's for people that have big lists. You can talk about hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars a month. But it's for those really big online product companies that do that. It's for those people, those companies that when they get to that certain time, that's the solution that they need to take, and they take it. And so yeah.
I've actually never done any kind of Google. I send out emails to everyone in my Google circle every single night.
So the email, the hatch email that you get for the events, that's MailChimp. So I can show you some quick MailChimp stuff too. Yeah, I mean, I just use what you like, and that's kind of what I would say.
I don't know if Constant Contact's got them. I do know that MailChimp, the automation stuff they're putting in, which is like, you open this, I can
Yeah. So I sent an email to you guys yesterday. 37 people on the 1,004 list. 45% of you opened it. that which is actually below average. Normally half of you guys open it.
Yeah, that's my
Automation, but it's that's it.
Also allow, we can set up segments, so I'll describe it.
Yeah.
Segment where people come from to sign up and it puts them directly into the right bucket for me. So that's a nice feature.
Ooh, yeah.
Then you can market to each group differently.
I'll probably just do
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes. On LeadPages, do you have to be registered to get access to the blog?
I don't think so. I would just use that as a resource in general, just for some of the tips that I give.
Can you go to the payment page just so we can see what the different tiers
Of LeadPages?
Yeah.
Sure can.
Because I've actually done the webinar, and it's very cool with the things that you can do with LeadPages. But I can't afford $40 a month right now. Just starting out.
Get
You
LeadPages.
really have to gauge how much an email list is worth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you explain, just while that's coming up, how do you gauge how much an email is worth and how to justify spending $80 a month on LeadPages?
Well, I mean, I think the example is like I said was about social, how we did that one experiment and we did the exact same thing 3 different ways, and the email was one that worked. I think one thing as you're trying to build your meetup to gauge that interest, yes, there's ways to communicate with those people, but it's just difficult. It's more difficult. I think it's all about what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with sending a lot of educational content to people, then I think email is the best way. Especially when you're starting to look at these other trends that say that these networks aren't going to share the same way that they used to. So, all right, so $25 a month, I guess. Wow, really? It's cheaper now. That's true. What's your sales cycle, right? So if it's the 5 to 7 interaction rule, like we think a lot of our stuff is, you're the 4-monther, he's the 18er, George is like the 9-year guy. No, but so here's the breakdown. And so you can do it in many different ways, pay by the month. So that's $37, or you can do $25, but you got to pay in full, or $17 pay in full.
Honestly, that's pretty affordable, $17 a month.
But you got to pay it in full, right? And so it's not for everyone. This is not for everyone. I understand that, but it is without a doubt for someone that is looking to do this the best solution.
How much energy are you putting into getting people there?
Well, that's another thing too. How much time are you spending? You already spent a day trying to get your MailChimp thing to work when you could have spent $30 and saved it there. And remember, I used to do that for months. That exact problem that you had took me 9 to 14 months to find this. And I remember when I found this, I was like, I just pulled out the card immediately and paid. And it was that simple.
And as a web developer, when I saw the LeadPages and LeadBoxes in the webinar, my first thought was, I could do that.
Right.
But it's harder than it looks.
And 37 minutes of time. 37, like how much of your time is worth $37
Right.
a month?
Right. And I tried to replicate the lead page with a lead box going to a thank you page. It took me maybe 10, 15 hours.
So you probably have an already existing amount of digital content or text. All LeadPages does is make it drag and drop so you can support it the way that you want to.
Right.
And so think about what I did there. I added my email list to my YouTube video to a sales page and added the content that I already have somewhere in 4 minutes. Jeremy.
So you said you can add a server. How does that work?
So I don't know that answer because I don't use that. I use the WordPress plugin.
When the WordPress plugin, you were kind of talking about it before offline. So if I wanted to add this to more than one of my sites, I can do. How do you do that?
So what I would recommend.
It's actually probably asking
So what I would recommend is your list
Yeah.
to be those different sites.
A list from MailChimp, and then I create put the WordPress plugin on all the different sites.
Right.
And sync it with this particular.
So my guess, now I haven't done this, so this is my guess. So you're going to go through the WordPress here,
Yeah.
and you're going to go through and you're going to download it, and you're going to tell it to select that exact one that you want it to.
So you could mark your one list on,
Yeah.
on multiple servers.
Now, granted, this is a hack, so I don't necessarily know that that's the answer, but my guess is that would be the first thing that I try.
Well, if you go into your settings and in your lead page, you probably put your login information for lead pages.
Yeah.
That's how it pulls that list.
Yeah, go to that where's the settings?
You
What is
know,
it?
Scroll down to your settings on the sidebar.
Mhm.
And there should be lead pages in there.
Or it's on the bottom of
It
that
could be on the bottom.
this one.
Lead pages right here.
Yeah.
It's its own setting.
But at some point it asks you to log in.
It
Yeah,
must,
originally, yes, originally.
because
yeah.
that's how you're getting your lead pages to the
Right.
spread.
I told it, I allowed it, on the
So you're only
plugins.
allowed to sync either one MailChimp or one of those
Right.
email lists to your lead.
Right.
When I
So if
say-
you're managing multiple,
Friday, one more account.
I just have one.
or have one and kind of do the hack around, see if it works to start, or it's something that you have an upsell to your client and say, look, I'm going to manage this for you. It's $40 a month,
Right.
$70 a month.
You probably want
If you're the
because
affiliate, you can make some money on that, right?
yeah, because you would probably want separate accounts for multiple clients because their numbers would affect.
Ooh, live chat. I have a live chat available.
Each list is different on MailChimp.
That's true.
So 2,000 as long as it's on one list.
So I pay $67 a month.
And why give them an affiliate when you can charge 40 yourself and just boom? All right, instead of giving you an affiliate of $5, I can charge you $40 and I manage it and it's one login.
Well, my guess would be as a web developer and a consultant, I would charge $80 and then pay the $40 and get paid for updating those.
So I just charge 80.
Yeah.
Subsidize your base cost. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, those are up to you guys to figure that out.
I hear one
The
choice.
client only wants access to the email list. They don't care about what software.
Or access to the people so they can send
email list.
Yeah.
They just want
Yeah.
XML file.
Anyone else? All right. That's it.
Could you show us an example to gather where you